Hello everyone, I am Miss ZAFRINA as a trainer for today, and I will explain about our main purpose of this meeting. Before I start explain the purpose of this meeting, I want you guys to introduce yourself first.
Hello, Miss ZAFRINA. My name is ADREANNA and I'm as a new hired one.
And hello everyone, my name is FATIHAH and as a new hired team.
Morning, my name is AFIQAH as a new hired.
Okay, I think everyone already know each other's name, and thank you for attending this meeting. Today's session will focus on how we learn and understanding learning theories. Also, how our brain play a key role in this process that can improve our workplace performance. Learning can be defined as a permanent change in behavior due to direct and indirect experience. It means change in behavior attitude due to education, training, practice and experience. Is completed by acquisition of knowledge and skills, which are relatively permanent. Alright, I will explain what is the learning theories. Learning theories divide to three sections, which is brain-based learning, classical conditioning theory, and operant conditioning theory. Firstly, brain-based learning theory refers to structure and function of human brain. As long as the brain is not prohibited from fulfilling its normal processes, learning will occur. Individuals do not learn with only on hemisphere, but there may be a preference for one or other processing strategies. That's for brain-based learning. Now, let's move to classical conditioning theory. Classical conditioning is a type of conditioning in which of individual respond to some stimulus that would not ordinarily produce such as a response. And lastly, operant conditioning theory. Operant conditioning theory is a voluntary or learned behavior in contrast to realistic or unlearned behavior. Operant conditioning is a type of conditioning in which desired voluntary behavior leads to rewards or prevent punishment. Alright, now I will ask you guys the questions. First, I want to ask question first, ADREANNA. How to explain what difference between right and left brains function? Provide with appropriate examples.
Sure, Miss ZAFRINA. The human brain is divided into two hemispheres, the right brain and the left brain, and they have different functions. The left brain is more analytical and logical. It is responsible for tasks such as reasoning, critical thinking, numbers, and language. For example, when solving a mathematical problem or writing a report, we are probably using our left brain. The right brain, on the other hand, is more creative and intuitive. It deals with imagination, emotion, art, and spatial awareness. For example, when we are brainstorming creative idea for a project or designing a visual appealing presentation, we are using a right brain. However, it's important to note that both hemispheres work together and complement each other in most activities.
Good job, ADREANNA. Thank you for your excellent explanation and examples. Now, let's move to FATIHAH. How classical learning theory can be applied in their job roles. Give example how learning theory can be applied in the workplace.
Sure, classical conditioning can be used in the workplace to create a positive feeling about task, event, or even product. Here is an example, this meeting. Let's say the meeting feels stressful because they often feel restricted. If a manager start doing something positive like praise a good work or celebrating small wins, then employees will start to feel a better about attending this meeting. Over time, they will celebrate meeting with sometimes positive instead of sometimes stressful. Then, for example, customer marketing. Company use this idea all the time in advertising. For example, a fast food chain might play a fun jingle in the advertisement. When people hear the jingle, they feel happy and they start to connect that feeling with the restaurant. Over time, just hearing the music can make people think of the food and what to eat them.
Great job, FATIHAH. Thank you for sharing excellent explanation and examples. Alright, for the last question, I will ask to AFIQAH how operant conditioning theory can be applied in training setting. Give the appropriate example.
Okay, Miss. Operant conditioning theory by BF scanners show how we can shape behavior using the result. In training, this helps us encourage good behavior and reduce bad ones. It uses 4 strategies: positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, punishment, and extension. First is positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement means giving rewards for good behavior. For example, giving bonus to employees who finish their works on time. Second is negative reinforcement. Negative reinforcement is about removing something unwelcome. when someone performs well. For instance, letting top performers skip extra training sessions. Third is punishment. Punishment is used to stop bad behavior. For example, deducting rewards from someone who is always late. Finally, is extension. Extension means ignoring bad behavior so it happens less. For instance, trainers might ignore someone who interrupts too much. Here an example in a sale training program. First is people who hit their sale target get gift vouchers. This is positive reinforcement. Second is high performance, skip extra lesson, which is negative reinforcement. Third is those who break the rules lose their privilege. This is punishment. And last is entrainer might ignore unnecessary interruptions. That's extension. Using these strategies make training program more effective and help employees do better at work. That's all from me and thank you.
Alright, good job AFIQAH for the explanation about conditioning theory, and also great job for everyone for the explanation. I think that's all from the meeting today. That's all, and thank you for the attending for this meeting. Thank you everyone.
Hi everyone, welcome to today's workshop on personality in the workplace. We all have different personality and understanding them can really help us work better together. Today we are talking about what makes us who we are, how personality affect our work, and how different traits shape how we behave at work. Let's start by talking what shape our personality. What makes us who we are? There are two main things that influence our personality, our genetic and our environment. First, genetic. Some part of our personality are inherited from our parents. For example, some people are naturally more energetic or calm, and that's something they inherit.
I think this is true for me. I have always been an extrovert. I love meeting new people and being around others. For example, I have noticed my cousin is more introvert. She enjoys being alone more than being in large group.
Exactly, Zaf. Genetics play a big role in how we age and interact with others, but it's also about our environment. The things we experience in life, our family, our culture, and even our job help shape our personality too.
I agree with that. I grew up in an environment where being kind and working well with others always emphasis. So I find it natural to be cooperative and try to help people wherever I can.
That's a great example, Fatihah. Our experience and the people around us influence how we develop and personality trait. Now, let's talk about the big 5 personality traits. These 5 traits help explain how we behave in different situations, including at work. They are extraversion, agreeableness, conscientiousness, neuroticism, and openness to experience. Let's go through them one by one. Firstly is extraversion. It is about how social and energetic someone is. People high in extraversion love being around others, like ZAFRINA, who enjoy socializing and being in big groups. Introverts, on the other hand, prefer spending time alone and with a few close friends.
Yes, I love talking to people and working in teams. I feel energized when I'm around others.
Next is agreeableness. This trait is about being cooperative, friendly, and caring. People who score high in agreeableness, like FATIHAH, are usually good at working with others, being empathy, and keep peace in a team.
I like to make sure everyone get along and try to find a solution that will work for everyone. So I believe it's important to support others.
Now, let's talk about conscientiousness. This trait is about being organized, responsible, and focused on goals. People who are high in conscientiousness, like Kira, pay attention to detail and like to plan things carefully.
I always try to stay organized and meet deadlines. I believe in being responsible and taking my work seriously, so I make sure to plan everything ahead.
Then, there are openness to experience. This trait is about being curious, creative, and open to new ideas. People like AFIQAH, who are high in openness, enjoy trying new things and thinking outside the box.
I love exploring new ideas and solutions. I enjoy brainstorming and thinking creatively about different ways to improve things at work.
Lastly, their neuroticism, which is about how emotional stable someone is. People with high neuroticism might feel nervous or upset more easily, while people with low neuroticism tend to stay calm and handle stress well. Each of these traits can have a big impact on how we behave at work. For example, someone high in extraversion might be great at team project, while someone high conscientiousness might be perfect for roles that require attention to detail and organization. Let's do a quick role play to see how these traits show up in a team meeting. I ask each of you to ask out your personality trait in a meeting scenario. I think we should launch this project right now. I feel like a great idea and I'm excited about the potential.
Yes, I love this idea. I'm ready to jump right in and work with the team. Let's get moving.
I think it's a good idea too, but let's make sure everyone is on board. We should talk to each person and make sure they feel comfortable with their plan.
I agree, but before we move forward, we should clear deadlines and make sure everything is perfect. I want to make sure we are all organized and have everything we need. I like the idea, but maybe we could think about adding some creative features to it. Let's brainstorm new ideas that could make this project stand out more.
Great job, everyone. Now let's take a moment to reflect. How do your own personality trait influence your work? Think about how your strengths help the team and where you might need to adapt to improve teamwork.
I have noticed that I love being around people, but sometimes I need to remember to listen more and give others the chance to speak. It's important to balance my energy with the needs of the team.
Okay, I always want to make sure everyone is happy, but sometimes I need to be more assertive and speak out when I have different opinion.
I tend to focus a lot on details, but I need to be more flexible and open to new ideas from others. I can sometimes get too focused on planning and forget to be creative. I love new ideas, but sometimes I need to remember to stay grounded and focus on the practical side of things too. I can get to catch up in brainstorming and forget about the implementation.
It's great that you are reflecting on how your personality trait influence your words. Understanding this trait helps us improve our teamwork and communication. We can all learn to use our strength while being mindful of the need of others.
Good morning, team. Today we are going to focus on improving our performance as individuals and as a team. To do this, we explore how specific behaviors can be shaped using reinforcement and punishment. This approach allows us to create a positive and productive environment while addressing areas that need improvement. Let's learn how this works through example and role-play exercise. Before we begin the activity, it's important to understand the key concept of reinforcement and punishment, which are tools that we can use to shape behavior. Positive reinforcement involves adding something pleasant to encourage a behavior, such as praising an employee or offering business for constantly completing tasks on time. On the other hand, negative reinforcement means removing something unpleasant to encourage behavior, like stopping daily reminders about punctuality once an employee starts arriving on time. In contrast, positive punishment involves adding an unpleasant consequences to discourage a behavior, such as issuing a formal warning for repeat tardiness. Lastly, negative punishment involves removing something desirable to discourage a behavior, such as revoking privilege like flexible working hours when deadlines are repeatedly. By applying this concept truly, we can motivate positive change while addressing behaviors that hinder progress.
AFIQAH
Afika, I've noticed that you are constantly on time and I truly appreciate your dedication to punctuality. It's a sacred example for the team. As a token of my appreciation, I'd like to reward you with a large voucher. Thank you for your consistent commitment. Keep it up and great work.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I will keep doing my best.
Zafrina, we need to discuss an issue that been affecting the team, your lateness. When you arrive late, it disrupts the workflow and put extra pressure on colleges. If this continue, I hope to give you formal written warning. However, if you can improve your punctuality starting tomorrow, I'll stop sending daily reminders about being on time. I'm confident that you can make this a change and I'm here to support you.
Thank you for addressing this with me. I understand that my lateness has impacted the team, and I apologize for any disruption it has caused. I appreciate your advice and the opportunity to improve. I am committed to making punctuality a priority moving forwards.
Fatihah, your work quality is excellent and I appreciate your contribution. However, your inconsistent attendance has been challenging for them. Here's the plan. If you arrive on time every day this week, I'll nominate you for a performance bonus. On the other hand, if the tardiness continue, we may need to reconsider some of your responsibilities. I believe in your ability to improve and I look forward for seeing process.
Thank you for the feedback and the opportunity to improve. I really wish the plan and committed to being on the time this week.
Now, let's take a moment to reflect on the scenario we have discussed. I'd like to hear your thoughts on a few points. First, Afika, can you tell me which technique do you feel most effective in encouraging positive behavior and addressing areas for improvement?
Sure, I think techniques were most effective and techniques reward to employees because it can improve job satisfaction, make certified employees are more likely to stay with a company and reducing turnover costs. For example, over extra vacation days can be motivate employees and improve efficiently work.
Okay, that's a good point, Afika. For the next question, I will ask Zafrina. Can you explain how did the employees respond to reinforcements versus punishment?
Sure, employees can be better when they are rewarded for performance as it motivates them to keep performing well. On the other hand, punishment may stop bad behavior temporarily, but it can make employees feel upset or unmotivated in the long run. Rewards work better for encouraging good behavior.
Thank you for your explanation, Zafrina. I agree with you. So, for the last question, I will ask Fatihah. Do you think punishment affects moral differently than reinforcement?
Yes, punishment and reinforcement affect moral differently. Reinforcement reward usually boosts moral because employees feel appreciated and motivated to keep doing a good work. Punishment often lowers morale because employees might feel stressed or unhappy, which can make them less motivated. So rewards make people feel good and want to keep working hard, while punishment can make people feel bad and less excited about their work.
Great job for your idea, Fatihah. I think that's all for our discussion. Thank you for your cooperation to this meeting. We will take a break for you guys to prepare next meeting. Thank you. Now that we have completed the first round of roleplay, we are going to switch roles so everyone can experience being manager. This will give each of you two chance to practice using reinforcement and punishment techniques. Let me explain how we will rotate the roles. Afika will be manager first, and Zaf and Teha, and I will take on the roles of employees. After Afika finish, Zaf will act as the manager, followed by Teha. We'll use new scenarios for each round to keep it interesting. Okay, so let's begin with Afika as the manager.
Kira, I'd like to talk to you about your recent work. While your report are well done, I noticed they are being submitted late consistently. This has caused delays for the rest of the team. To address this, if you submit all your reports on time for the next month, I will nominate you for an Employee Recognition Award. However, if the delays continues, I will assign some of your work to others, which may affect your opportunity to future projects. Let me know if there's anything I can do to support you in your meeting your deadline.
I
understand and I'll make a priority to submit reports on from now on. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to improve.
Great job, AFIQAH. You're doing good as a manager.
Fatihah, I want to thank you for always being a great team player. Your ability to collaborate is one of your biggest strengths. However, I have noticed you have been arriving late to meeting recently. If you can attend all meetings on time for the next 2 weeks, I will consider you for a leadership development opportunity. But if the lateness continues, I will have to schedule follow-up meeting with you individually, which will take time away from you other tasks. I believe in your ability to make this change.
I will try to be punctual and appreciate your understanding and opportunity for development.
Great job, ZAFRINA. You're doing so well. Thank you.
Afika, your performance has been outstanding. I really appreciate your hard work. However, I noticed that your task is often outdated, which has some miscommunication within the team members. If you can keep your track updated for the next month, I will recommend you for the project lead role. If not, we may need to reduce some of your responsibility to ensure other tasks are prioritized properly. Let me know if there any way I can assist you in staying organized.
Thank you for pointing. I will make sure to update the strategy moving forward. I appreciate your trust in me.
Well done, Fatihah. You did a great job. Participating and trying out the role of auto manager, this rotation gives us the chance to explore different scenarios and practice using. So I think that will be the end of our meeting. You guys will be dismissed.
Alright, today we need to talk about a recent issue in this office. There was a conflict between some of you. We need to figure out what went wrong and how we can avoid it.
Yes, there was a misunderstanding between ADREANNA and FATIHAH. We need to understand why it happened and how we can improve our communication moving forward.
I feel like Anna didn't listen to my idea and seemed like she was ignore my input during the meeting.
That's not how I mean it. I just got distracted and I didn't mean to upset anyone.
Alright, let's stop right there. This situation is a good example of how perception works. Perception is the way we see or understand things, but it's not always the full truth. There are many things that influence how we perceive others, like our past experience or our culture and the situation we are in.
That's right. For example, maybe Fatihah felt because she had experience in the past where her idea was not considered in meetings.
Exactly, I had a similar experience before and it made more sensitive to feeling left out.
And it could also be about cultures. Some cultures are more direct in communication while others are more indirect. Anna might have no intention to ignore you, but Fatihah, but in her culture, it's normal to be a bit quieter and listen more.
Yes, in my culture, we tend to listen and wait for others to finish before speaking, and sometimes I don't jump in as quickly as others.
This brings us to a concept called attribution theory. It's how we explain why people behave the way they do. Sometimes we judge others based on their action without considering their situation or intention.
For example, when I saw Anna being quick, I assumed she was not interested in what I had to say. I did not think about the fact that she might just be waiting for her turn to speak.
And I assumed that Anna was ignore me on purpose, when really she might have been distracted something else.
This is also where bias come in. Bias are the unfair judgment we make about others. One common bias is called fundamental attribution error. This happens when we blame someone's action on their personality instead of thinking about the situation they are in.
So in this case, we blame Anna's behavior on her personality, thinking she didn't care, when it was actually just the situation that caused her to act that way.
Let's role play the situation to see how misperception happen and how we can fix them.
Okay everyone, this is my next project for this year. Anna, do you listen to me? Anna? Oh Anna.
Yes, sir, I'm listening.
End of flashback.
I feel like you're not listening to me, Anna. My ideas are being heard.
I've been listening. I was just waiting for you to finish before I said anything. I didn't mean to ignore you. Hold on, Fatihah. It seemed like you felt enough, but Anna was being respectful by waiting for you to finish.
Exactly, Anna. You didn't mean to ignore Fatihah, but Fatihah felt that way because of her past experience. It's important to talk about this thing when misunderstanding happen.
And next time, Anna, maybe you can let Fatihah know that you are listening, even if you are waiting for your turn. That way, she won't feel like she being ignored.
I understand. I try to do that next time. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Fatihah. I will try to more open-minded and not jump to conclusion right away.
Great work, everyone. Let's take a moment to reflect that we learned. We saw how our past experience, culture, and the situation we are in can shape how we perceive others.
And how our judgment can sometimes be influenced by bias. We assume things about Anna's behavior without fully understanding her perspective.
We try to be more aware of my past experience affect my perception of others.
I will remind myself that not everyone communicates the same way as I do. I need to be more patient and understanding.
Exactly. To reduce bias, we need to take a step back and think about the situation from others' person's point of view. We should ask questions, listen carefully, and not jump to conclusion too quickly.
I'm also make sure to clarify my intention next time, so there's no one feel misunderstood. Thank you, everyone. Let's continue together to improve our communication and understanding of each others.
Okay, alright, team. Today we need to make important decision. The company is thinking about launching a new product line. So we need to decide if the right choice for us. There are different ways we can make a decision. Let's talk about it.
Yes, it's an important decision. We will look at different ways of making this decision using facts and data, but also trusting our instinct. Let's dive in.
Okay, let's start with the rational decision-making process. This is when we go through each step carefully and use data help us decide. First, we need to figure out what the problem is. In this case, should we launch a new product line or not? Next, we gather all the information we can. We need to market research, customer opinion, financial data, and what our competitors are doing. Then we think of different options. Do we launch the product now? Should we wait or should we not launch or at all? After we have all options, we can compare them. What's the potential for profit? What are the risks involved? Once we looking at everything, we pick the best option based on the facts. Then we create a plan and put to the action. We will divide our tasks and move and forward. Finally, after we launch, we keep a track of how things are going and make a change if made.
Sometimes we don't have enough time or information to go through every step carefully. That's when we use full rationality. This means we make a decision with the best information we have, even if it's not perfect.
Exactly. We can always have all the facts, and sometimes we have to make weak decisions based on what we know.
Right, and then there's intuitive decision making. This is when we make a decision based on our gut feeling or past experience without always using data.
For example, I have been in the market for a long time. Sometimes I just feel that now is the right time to launch the product, even if I don't have all the numbers.
I agree. Sometimes trusting your gut is important. I feel that this product could do really well even if we don't have all the details.
Alright, let us do a approach in action. First, AFIQAH, can you gather all the information we need, like market research and financial data?
Sure, I will look up the latest market trends and financial data to help us make a good decision.
Great AFIQAH. ZAFRINA, what you're feeling about your launching this product based on your experience? Do you think it's now the right time?
Honestly, I feel like this product could be a hit. I have seen the market before and it looks like the right moment to launch.
Thanks, ZAFRINA. ADREANNA, do you think we should go for it? What do you instead tell you?
I really think it's a great opportunity. It's a bold move, but I believe we should take the risk and launch it now.
It's great to see bold approach in action. You are using the fact from the research, but also trusting your experience and instinct to make the decision. Now let's talk about the pros and cons of each approach we use.
For rational decision making, it organizes and clear. It helps us make decisions based on fact and data, so we know to consider everything.
But sometimes it takes time and we might not have all the information we need. It's hard to make the perfect decision in limited time.
Bounded rationality is a more practical when we don't have enough information or time. It helps us to make decisions that's good enough.
But it can lead to making a decision that's not the best just because we don't have everything we need to be fully sure.
Intuitive decision making is a plus. Sometimes our gut feeling is right. It can help us make decisions when we don't have all the data.
But it's risky. We might make the wrong decision if we don't have enough fact to back it up.
Each approach has its good points and bad points. A good decision often uses mix of both facts and data, but also trusting your experience and feelings. I think we have made a solid decision. We will launch the product based on the data we have, and we will also trust our instinct. Let's move forward and make it happen.
Okay, great work everyone. You learn how to use both rational thinking and intuition to make a balanced and smart decision.